let's do this. It's a little informal. It's not really. I don't know if this is gonna be a structured review, but yeah, I'm not going with structured. I'm not shaving this beautiful disaster, Cody Rhodes, until December 1st. So get used to it. This is All Japan Pro Wrestling. All Japan Pros. Pro Wrestling Love, their biggest show. I could only get the title matches, and that's all I really needed. Some of these matches were clipped, except for the main event. The main event I saw in its entirety, post-match, pre-match, like pre-match. I saw all of that shit, and that's all I needed. And yeah, here, get ready for some great matches. 2 matches that are solid match of the year candidate, like top 5 match of the year candidate. So yeah, you should like this. We have the junior match of the year, and probably the pro res. It's definitely. Yeah, I think it's going to be voted #1 pro res match of the year. I think it will be around the board. At least, yeah, it will be because it's pretty close to the end of the year. All right, let's get to it. This was from Tokyo. I guess 8,500 fans. It had to be because the crowd sounded like it was about 25,000, but it sounded like Madison Square Garden, quite frankly. For the first match, I'm going by how good the matches were. That's how I'm reviewing them. First match is for the World Tag Titles. The Great Muta and KENSO, the champions, versus the challengers, Dark Oz and Dark Cuervo. This was quite literally crazy. As in, KENSO is fucking crazy, and Muta's crazy to still be wrestling, and Oz and Cuervo look crazy, but they actually wrestle well. And yeah, Oz and Cuervo carried the wrestling. KENSO more than made up for his lack of wrestling and fucking batshit craziness. I'm pretty sure if you injected KENSO's blood, you would OD in about 3.5 seconds. This guy is insane. I don't even know if he throw out the rule book, man. KENSO's insane. Muta's insane, and this match was it was pretty enjoyable. It wasn't really wrestling, but you know, it was heavily clipped. But yeah, something tells me at the end of this whole thing, Muta and KENSO will not be exchanging Christmas gifts. They may exchange blood though, because you know. Anyway, yeah, we'll get to the All Asia Tag Team Championships. Sanada Seiya and Soya Manabu versus the champs versus Sekimoto Daisuke and Okabayashi Yuji Team Dai Nippon. 76% we'll say. This match was it was your standard All Japan versus Big Japan, you know, tag title match. And at first I was like, oh man, like this is good, but I've seen this. And then the last 5 minutes or so, they just pulled out new shit and it got crazier. And I was like, yes, if the whole match would have been like this would have been a match of the year candidate. And yeah, it was just a really good match, and head drop supreme and all that shit. It's good. And now for our first match of the year on this card, World Junior Heavyweight Championship. Challenger Kenny Omega, who won their junior tournament, versus the champ Kai. I've got this at like 85%. This match was phenomenal. Despite being clipped to shit, it probably had like 6-7 minutes clipped out of it, but still, Kenny Omega, this was his kind of Japanese coming out party, like mainstream was. I think he's gonna be, I don't know, he's gonna be a big star. Hopefully, he holds his belt until at least through the spring. I think he could have a great run, and he's just that cocky outsider, but he has that ability, and he even started to win the crowd over, I think, at the end. This match had crisp execution, no botches, even though I just botched that. And the crowd just in the palm of their hands, especially Omega. Omega really impressed me. Kai has got that ability. He's got a good look, and Kenny Omega's just a star, man. This had the kind of thing where it was finishes where you thought it was over, but it wasn't. But it wasn't like Dragon Gate, where it's like, this should have been over 8 falls ago. It wasn't like that. It was like, oh shit! and you were enjoying it, and you were a fan, and that's why I give this like a solid 85%, maybe higher. It might be even higher than the. It's right around the Big Japan, All Japan tag title match, the third one that I gave like 85 to. All right, Triple Crown Championship, the main event. This was the full match, unclipped. You had the pre-match, post-match, the pre-match, the post-post, post-modern, post-apocalyptic, post-match stuff. You had everything. And the match itself, of course. Suwama, the champion, versus Akiyama Jun. The crowd, Akiyama, Akiyama. You know, it was great. And, yeah, this is like being a fan again. They started that match out very, feeling out process. They didn't want to like give too much of a, advantage to the other guy, and they're doing a lot of scrambling and wrestling, counter wrestling, almost a little bit of like kind of like rolling, like jiu-jitsu. That kind of started out, and then Akiyama always finds his hole, and then he goes. That's not sexual. He found the neck. And he went after Suwama's neck, dropped him with an exploder really early, hit him with a big knee. He actually hit him with a couple of good things in the first 5 minutes or so. Suwama found his loophole, I guess. I don't know. I like using that after I lost. Boston Crab just beating the shit out of Akiyama's back. And the ref, who I love, by the way, he wasn't counting. He was counting really slow and giving guys time, like, get up, and like waving his hands around like Joe Higuchi, and I don't know, I like him. And anyway, yeah, he was getting pushed around by Suwama. Suwama's like, fuck you, and then he would stomp on Akiyama's back and soccer kick him in the back and just work on his back, and he was being kind of dirty, and not dirty, but like, fuck you, like I'm the man, like Kawada or Jumbo would do to it, Misawa back in the early 90s. And yep, just incredible stuff. You had the suplex exchanges, which are always amazing, especially when the crowd's so into it. The building was like shaking. At least that's what it sounded like. This match was just really exciting and amazing, and I was so into it. And I wanted Akiyama to win, and I found myself chanting Akiyama and clapping. I'm still a fan. I can't see this live, so I might as well freak out in front of my computer screen. Even though my family is kind of upstairs, well, they were when it was on, and whatever. They understand by now that I'm crazy. This was just it was spectacular. The finish was amazing, and if you want to watch this for yourself, you shouldn't know the spoiler. If you don't know the spoilers already, leave, because I'm about to say who won. All right, the winner was Akiyama Jun. I was so proud for Akiyama. He's like the unsung hero. He never got a shot to win the All Japan World Title. He never had a real world title, and this was it. And his next challenger is Taiyo Kea, or bald dude. Hopefully he doesn't lose it to him, because that would just be shitty. But yeah, man. I expect that to be a good match, and I expect All Japan to build a great card around it. Kenny Omega may be on the card, and yeah, All Japan. This is the most well-booked show of the year, probably my Japanese show of the year. Money in the Bank's the only one I would put above it, I guess, because that was kind of perfect. Daniel Bryan winning Money in the Bank, Del Rio winning Money in the Bank, Punk win the world title. You can't really. This was better than that, because everyone, like all my favorite guys in the promotion, which by the way are all outsiders, won their titles. So it's pretty fucking crazy, actually. So this has been All Japan Pro Wrestling Love Volume 13 review, and yeah, I hope you enjoy it, or enjoyed it if you already watched it. And great stuff. Go out of your way to see Suwama. Go out of your way to see Suwama versus Akiyama and Omega versus Kai. Okay, now I want to talk about something else. William freaking Regal. This dude is brilliant. William Regal versus Dean Ambrose, FCW. You'll find it in my favorites probably. You'll find it somewhere. Just look that up. FCW. It happened. I don't know, like Saturday or even after that. Uh, FCW is very easy to find on YouTube, and this was great. It kind of started with Ambrose. You know, Regal's liked Ambrose. I see some of myself in him on commentary during the Seth Rollins Ambrose 15 Championship Series, and oh man, it was so Regal's admiration for Ambrose pretty much psychotic behavior. Now Regal is he kind of he's a lot like Hannibal Lecter. He doesn't really explain why he's a villain. He just is. It's in his nature. That's what it's like. He is a villain. He was born naughty, as he used to say. Regal is a villain, and Ambrose is that, and they attacked each other. And Regal saying, you know, most people, if they saw me on fire, they'd run or whatever. Dean Ambrose would, you know, sit and like watch with a smile on his face. I mean, it's just yeah, man. Their match was really great. Regal just tore apart Ambrose's arm. Ambrose wrestled one arm for like 10 minutes. Like literally, like his arm was like hanging like it was broken or something. It was pretty brutal. And Regal is one of the most innovative, violent wrestlers. And yeah, just a great match. Took Ambrose to school. And also, I would like to talk about I'd also like to talk about Regal versus Daniel Bryan from Superstars, which you can also find on YouTube or WWE.com. You can't if you're Canadian, but if you're American, you can find it on WWE.com, whole episode. Just the Superstars is pretty much the best pure wrestling show, but maybe SmackDown. Yeah, watch Superstars, Regal versus Daniel Bryan. It was like the opposite of the Dean Ambrose match, because Regal wasn't the aggressor, Bryan was, because it was in Liverpool, and Regal was like, you know, he was obviously going to be the baby face of the match. So yeah, just great show, respect, great match. And I like that Bryan played the vicious side, because Regal probably 9 times out of 10, maybe 10 times out of 10, is the vicious, villainous guy. And Bryan didn't really become a villain, but he took that vicious streak. I mean, he went after that boy like a priest on an altar boy. Alright, that's been my review and my Regal praise / Daniel Bryan / Dean Ambrose praise. Enjoy your day, and I hope you have a nice beard going for Movember, or a mustache anyway.